Welcome dear students. In the previous video, we have completed lesson 4 of our literature book, Genie's Amber Beads. And today we are going to have the exercises of this lesson. So, let's start. First of all, we will have understanding the text which is given on the page number 39. In this, we will take exercise A. Answer these questions. So the first question is, what is Genie's grandfather get from the wreck of Goshawk? Answer is, Genie's grandfather got a clear and shining piece of amber. Now let's have the next question. The next question is, how do we know that Genie's grandmother loved the gift? So the answer is, we know that Genie's grandmother loved the gift because she had worn it for many years and had left it to Genie. Now let's have the third question. Pick any two expressions used in the third and fourth paragraphs to describe the color of amber. Write them in your notebook. So here we are having two expressions from third and fourth paragraphs, and these are, the two expressions are a globe of yellow light and frozen honey. Here, these two expressions are describing the color of amber, which was shining yellow. Now let's have the next question, and that is, what are the two things that puzzled Genie about the amber? So the answer is, Genie was puzzled how the amber came to be on the seashore and how the bees, moths and other creatures had got inside the amber. Now let's have the last question of this exercise. That is, what brought the lump of amber close to the shore? So the answer is, a great storm brought the lump of amber close to the shore, from where Genie's grandfather got it and decided to make amber beads from this. With this exercise is completed. Now let's have the next exercise. The next exercise is exercise B, which is given on the page number 40. Here, choose the correct answers to complete these sentences. Copy the sentences in your notebook. So here we are having 6 sentences and we need to choose the correct answer to complete them. So the first one is, the main idea of the text is. The correct answer is C. The way amber is formed. So in this lesson we have learnt how the amber is formed. So the main idea of the text was the formation of amber. Now let's have the next one. When grandfather gave the necklace to his wife, she was. So the answer is B, a bride. As Genie's grandfather had given this necklace to his wife as wedding gift. So when Genie's grandfather gifted her necklace, she was a bride. Now let's have the next one. The tiny insects were trapped in the beads when. So the answer is C. Pine gum covered them. The tiny insects were trapped in the beads when the pine gum covered them. Now let's have the fourth one. That is, when compared to human beings, the amber is. So the answer is A, much older. As we know very well that the formation of amber has started a long ago, before a human appeared on the earth. Means the amber has started to form when there was no human beings on the earth. Now let's have the fifth one. Amber comes from. So the answer is A, pines. Now let's have the sixth and the last one. That is, pine gum hardens into amber. So the answer is A, in the forest. So here this exercise is also completed. Now let's have the next one. Students, here on page number 40, in a structure, we will learn about finite verbs and non-finite verbs. To understand the finite and non-finite verb, first of all, let's have the reading of these sentences. The first sentence is, Jeannie was a little Scottish girl who lived among the Highlands. The second one, her grandmother had given the beads to Jeannie. The third sentence is, he had worked very carefully to save the embedded insects. In this sentence, you can observe these highlighted words like was, lived, given, worked and to save. These are verbs of both kind, finite and non-finite. Now, which verbs are finite and which verbs are non-finite? Let's read the paragraph to know this. Here, main verbs are of two types, finite and non-finite verbs. Finite verbs change their form according to person and number, like singular or plural, and tense as present, past, future, perfect or continuous. On the other hand, non-finite verbs do not change their form according to the subject. There are three kinds of non-finite verbs: the infinitive, the gerund and the present participle. Let's understand each kind of non-finite verb separately. So the first one is infinitive. It is the base form of verb with to. It is used as a noun, adjective or adverb in the sentence. So to plus base form of the verb are known as infinitive, and these infinitive work as a noun, adjective or adverb in the sentence. Let's have the example. I like to play games. To play is the infinitive. To plus base form of the verb. After this, let's have gerund. Gerund. Gerund is a noun and it ends in ing that has been made from a verb. When we add ing in any verb and it is working as a noun in the sentence, it is called gerund. Let's have the example. His hobby is collecting stamps. Here, collecting word is gerund and it is formed by adding ing in the verb collect. After infinitive and gerund, we are having participles. Participles are the third kind of non-finite verbs. Participle. Participle is a word that is formed from a verb and that ends in ing, that is called present participle, or en, ed or d, that is called past participle. They are used to form tenses of the verb or as adjectives. So participles are also of two kinds, present participle and past participle. Present participle can be formed by adding ing in the base form of the verb, and past participle can also be formed by adding en, ed or d in the base form of the verb. These participles are used in the sentence as verb or as adjectives. Now let's have the examples. The first example is, my mother is cooking food. Here, word cooking is working as present participle. Next one, our teachers have taught us nicely. Here, taught is a past participle. So in these two sentences, present participle and past participle, both are working as verb. So I hope finite and non-finite verbs are clear to you. Now let's have the exercises of our textbook which are related to finite or non-finite verbs. Students, here we are having the exercise A in structure, which is given on the page number 41. In this exercise, we have to underline the finite verbs and circle the non-finite verbs in these sentences. So the first sentence is done for you, and that is, we planned to give away our old books to the library. In this sentence, planned, which is changed according to the person, subject or tense, it is a finite verb, and to give, this is non-finite verb. Now let's have the next sentence, that is, who is trying to call us at this hour? So in this sentence, is. Is finite verb and trying and to call are non-finite verbs. Here I would like to mention that trying is present participle and to call is infinitive. Now let's have the third sentence. He enjoys cooking a meal for the family. In this sentence, enjoy is finite verb and cooking is non-finite verb. Here enjoy is finite verb as it is used according to person and tense. Now let's have the fourth sentence. We ran out to play in the park. Here in this sentence, ran is finite verb and to play is non-finite verb. Now the fifth and last sentence is, trekking is a healthy outdoor sport. In this sentence, trekking is non-finite verb and is finite verb. Here one thing I need to remind you, that is in the first sentence to give, in the second sentence to call and in the fourth sentence to play. These are infinitive. And in the third sentence, cooking, and in the fifth sentence, trekking. These are gerunds. And in the second sentence, trying is present participle. So, infinitive, participles and gerund, these are non-finite verbs. So here this exercise is over. Now let's have the next exercise. Here is the exercise B, which is given on page number 41. This exercise is also related to finite and non-finite verbs. In this exercise, we have to use the verbs in capital letters to complete these sentences as shown. Students, here we are having some verbs which are written in capital letters. You can see here. We need to use finite or non-finite form of these verbs to complete these sentences. So the first verb which we are having, that is improve. Along with it, we are having three sentences. The first one is, I was ill but am now improving. In this sentence, improving is non-finite verb. Next one, he wants to improve his Hindi and is working hard at it. In this sentence, to improve is non-finite verb. Now after that, her tennis improves every time she plays against someone better than her. In this sentence, improves is finite verb as it is used according to person, number and tense. So the rest is for us to complete. As the exercise is already completed on the next slide, so let's have the reading of the completed exercise. So here the second verb which we are having, that is sell. So the first sentence is, we want to sell our house but it is not easy. In this sentence, to sell is a non-finite verb. Next, these days selling a house is really difficult. In this sentence also, selling verb is non-finite verb. The next one, the store near my house sells all kinds of sports items. In this sentence, sells is a finite verb as it is used according to person, tense or number. After sell, the next verb which we are having, that is fly. So the first sentence of it is, this summer I am going to learn how to fly kites. In this sentence, to fly is the non-finite verb. Now let's have the next one. The bird flew past us and settled on a high rock. In this sentence, flew is a finite verb as it is used according to person, number or tense. Now next is, when I jumped off with my parachute, for a moment I felt I was flying in the sky. In this sentence, flying is non-finite verb. Now let's have the next one. Here we are having the verb fourth, that is find. First sentence is, finding a pin that has fallen on the floor is really difficult. Here, finding is a non-finite verb. Next, I cannot find the books you wanted. Someone must have borrowed them. In this sentence, find is non-finite verb. Next is, we finally found the keys in our dog's kennel. In this sentence, found is finite verb as it is used according to person and tense. Now let's have the last one, that is serve. The first sentence is, they were serving dinner when we got there. So here serving is non-finite verb. Next, they always serve hot, tasty food in this restaurant. In this sentence, serve is finite verb as it is used according to tense. After that, when I grow up, I want to serve in the army. In this sentence, to serve is a non-finite verb. So here the exercise is completed. Now let's have the next exercise, which is given on page number 42. This is words in use. In this exercise, we will learn about compound nouns. Let's have some examples first to understand compound noun. Students, here you can see hillsides, mountain tops and granddaughter. These are examples of compound noun. In these examples, you can observe that hill and sides, mountain and tops and grand and daughter. These all are nouns, separate nouns. When two nouns combine, they form a compound noun. So let's have the definition of compound noun. Compound noun is a word which is made up of two nouns and each noun has their own meaning. Let's have an example. Here you can see we are having rain and bow. These are nouns and these nouns are having their own meaning. And when we combine these nouns, it becomes a compound noun. And the compound noun is rainbow. So rainbow is also having its own meaning. I hope it would be clear to you. Now let's have the exercise which is related to compound noun. Here is the exercise A, which is given on the page number 42. In this exercise, we have to match the words in the column A with the correct words in column B to form compound nouns. Then complete the sentences. So first in this exercise, we have to match nouns and form compound noun. So let's start matching with me. The first one is lamp. Lamp, shed. Then fire, place. Then day, time. Then water, bottle. And then school, teacher. And the last is thunder, storm. So here column A and column B are matched and compound nouns are also formed. And these are lampshade, fireplace, daytime, water bottle, school teacher and thunderstorm. Now let's use these compound nouns in the sentences to complete them. Here the exercise is already completed. So let's have the reading of the exercise only. So first sentence is, owls like to hunt in the dark. They usually sleep during the daytime. Here the daytime is a compound noun. Now let's have the next one. You are good at maths and you get on well with young people. Perhaps you should become a school teacher. This school teacher is a compound noun and you can see in this word there are two nouns, school and teacher, and they both are having their own meaning. Now next is, it was a very cold night. All of us huddled around the fireplace to keep ourselves warm. In this sentence also, fireplace is a compound noun and fire and place both are separate nouns and they are having their own meaning also. Now let's have the fourth one. The fourth sentence is, I went for a long trek in the hills and got very wet in a big thunderstorm. In this sentence, thunderstorm is a compound noun. Fifth one, can you pass me the water bottle please? I am very thirsty. In this sentence, water bottle is a compound noun which is made up of two nouns. Let's have the last sentence. The lampshade, which was made up of paper, was very beautiful. In this sentence, lampshade is a compound noun which is made up of two separate nouns. So here the exercise of compound noun is completed. Now let's have the next one. Here on the page number 43, we are having an exercise which is related to word conversion. Students, you know very well that one part of speech of a word can be converted into another one. Means noun can be converted into adjective, adjective can be converted into noun. Similarly, verb can be converted into noun and also verb can be converted into adjective. But here we have to convert adjective into verbs by adding en. So when we add en to some adjectives, they become verbs. Now let's have the exercise B, which is related to word conversion. And in this exercise, we have to read each pair of sentences and rewrite them as shown. Use en with the highlighted adjectives. You can change the forms where necessary. So in this exercise, we are having 6 sentences and each sentence is having one highlighted word and along with that some other words in the bracket. So here you can see these highlighted words like bright, sweet, short, wide, straight and thick. These are adjectives. So here what we have to do to complete this exercise? Let me tell you. Here first we need to add en in these highlighted words means adjectives to form verbs. And then we will rewrite all these sentences with the beginning of these words which are given in the brackets. Here you can see the words which are given in the brackets. Here the first sentence is already done for you. Let's have the reading of it. The sentence is, we need some fresh flowers. It will make the room bright. In this sentence we are having highlighted word bright which is an adjective and along with it we are having some words in the bracket. Begin we need. So here we have to start the sentence with we need. So let's have the reading of the completed sentence. Here we need some fresh flowers to brighten the room. Here you can observe that brighten is a verb which is formed out of bright after adding en. As the exercise is already completed on the next slide, so let's have the reading of it. Here let's start with the second sentence, that is, the pudding is not very sweet. We should add more sugar. In this sentence you can see the highlighted word sweet. It is an adjective and we need to add en to form verb. So the sentence will be, we must add more sugar to sweeten the pudding. Here sweeten is a verb. Now next one is, this rope is too long. We must make it short. In this sentence, the highlighted word short is an adjective. So first we will add en in it to form a verb. And then we will rewrite the sentence. So the sentence will be, we must shorten the rope. The river is narrow here. It becomes wide as it flows near the sea. Here wide is an adjective and after adding en it will become widen. Widen is a verb. So the sentence will be, as it nears the sea, the river widens. Now let's have the fifth sentence. The fifth sentence is, the wires are in a knot. We must make them straight. So here the word straight is an adjective and after adding en it will become straighten. Straighten is a verb. So the sentence will be, we must straighten the knots in the wire. Let's have the last sentence and that is, the sauce was thin. Mother made it thick with some flour. In this sentence, the highlighted word thick. Thick is an adjective and by adding en it will become thicken. Thicken is a verb. So the sentence will be, The thin sauce was thickened by mother with some flour. With this, all exercises of this lesson are completed. Now it's time to give you a homework, and your homework is write the exercise A, that is answer these questions in the notebook, and complete the other exercises in the textbook. So here I am giving end to this video. I will be back in the next video with a new thing. Till then, have a great day. Thank you.